Oh, it's recording. Welcome to Last Call Garage, Season 2, Episode 10, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Tonight I am Samir.
And I'm Wayne.
And I'm Arvind.
And we got a couple of things, but since it's just the three of us, we're going to keep it a little short and sweet, kind of like last week, about an hour long. But first and foremost, this is on Zoom, so there will be a video on our YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. Give us a good like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications, because apparently that's a thing. I don't actually know what it does because I've never done it. But yeah, we're just talking
engagement.
Yeah. Is
The algorithm.
No, you're good, Arvind. Is there's a what the fuck? Is there a like? Do you not get I'm losing my train of thought. Slowly.
I think with the bell you get like priority notifications.
That's what. Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask. So like, it's on my subscription.
A
tab,
push
right?
notification, yeah.
Yeah, my subscription tab. Do the videos still automatic? That sounds so old right now. do the videos that are like most recently updated, they still show up there, but I won't be notified about them, right? Or does that feed sometimes just miss videos that are uploaded?
Wait, I don't understand the question.
So you know how you go on YouTube, right? And you got your little subscriptions tab.
Right.
You just won't get an email notification that someone uploaded.
Okay. So like when you hit the bell, right? I think it sends you like a notification on the screen that like LastCallGarage is like, released a new video, and I don't know who the hell still uses their email to like find notifications, but I think it would send an email to you.
That's interesting. I don't know that if I ever got an email from YouTube, I would click on it, but okay.
That's a good question. I'm gonna like go through my mail and see if I have anything from YouTube.
Probably in your spam mail at this point.
No, that's the thing. Like, at least I'm a big Google fanboy, right? I use all of the products. Their spam mail is really good. Like, if I go into my spam, there's nothing important in there.
Yeah, I got fucked by that at work. I got a bunch of emails from a supplier that we'd use where it's going straight to my spam mail. So I was like hitting them up constantly. I was like, why are these guys not responding? Turns out they responded every single time. They were just in my spam mail.
My work email puts everything that is from work into spam. It auto detects everything. So like all the chain emails, the mass emails that's being sent out, it just goes straight to spam.
That's pretty solid. Before we get too far away, before the podcast, we were talking about executive sedans. I know that's a really like good subject for Arvind to talk about because I know he loves them. And I mean, let's be honest, who doesn't like big ass sedans, right?
That's true. Yeah. And there's one thing I don't like about executive sedans.
What's that?
They don't make executive wagons.
That's a good point. Why don't they make a long wheelbase wagon?
I think that cuts into that crossover / SUV territory, and maybe I think there's definitely no market for it, but it would be very nice to see like a big body sedan converted, or that's a wagon, or like a big body wagon. I think that'd be really pleasant because, back in the day they had all those like Roadmasters and stuff, right? Like those just big GM wagons and
just big fuck off vehicles.
Exactly. Like you have your two kids sitting in the back messing with the people behind you.
Yeah. So I've noticed I don't know if you guys remember, but when we were younger, I don't know why I said that. You guys definitely remember. When we were younger, cell phones were like that fucking big. Like you wanted a phone that was like fucking tiny, right? Phones were getting so small. And then the iPhone came out, and then phones just slowly started getting bigger and bigger. It was like probably after the iPhone 4. Everything was crazy.
I know, I agree with that. My parents got me a Nexus 6, which was like the biggest phone on the market.
Yeah, and it's just it's kind of the way things go with technology, right?
Yeah, you go big, small, because like my current phone, the Pixel 5, the screen size is the same as the Nexus 6. So like they kind of like find a way to like condense and make everything more streamlined. You still get the same experience, but it's in a smaller package.
Yeah. So I noticed that with cars too, because they were small to begin with. I mean, they weren't really even cars like we know it. They're kind of just wooden wagons with motors, but they got fucking large. Like my 63 Dart, my first car, that was marketed as a compact car here in the US, and that thing did not fit in the garage.
That's a pretty massive
I think the
car.
terminology has changed over time.
Yeah, but even still, it
Well-
got to the point where cars are really small, right? Like the minis, and then like with the gas crisis, so smaller cars became more popular, right?
Yeah.
And then SUVs and crossovers are taking over, and cars are just getting massive again. It's weird.
I think like what it boils down to is like they're able to condense the technology, right? Because like I'm sure we all remember when airbags came out, those steering wheels were massive. But if you look at any new car, the airbag package on the steering wheel is small.
Yeah,
Tiny.
So it's like they introduce a new technology, right? Like safety, anything safety related, right? It starts in the inception, it takes a lot of space, and over time they're able to refine and make it smaller. And when you make something like that smaller, in return you get more cabin space, and you can make the car bigger too. At least
Yeah.
that's how I think it is.
no, it makes a lot of sense, and it also kind of what's weird to me is the proportions of the cars that are coming out. Right, so you take let's say a Mark IV Golf, right? Came standard with like 16-inch wheels most of the time. Sometimes you get the GLIs with 17s and 18s or the GTIs. But I mean, you go like 19s on a car like that, it looks massive, right?
Right.
But I got 19s on my Passat. They look perfectly fine. They look like that's a good size for that car. It was at the RSQ8, right, or the RSQ5, whatever
I know
one
the
comes with like
RSQ8. I know exactly.
yeah, it comes with like
RSQ8.
23s from the factory.
Yeah, 23-inch
Yeah.
wheel stock, and they still look small, which is ridiculous to me.
It's insane. And
Their
one
tire
of our
size is
coworkers-
also crazy too. They run like a
Yeah.
275 35 23.
I mean, this all goes
Crazy.
back to like safety. I think the prime proponent when it comes to vehicles is safety. If you have a bigger tire, you have a bigger context patch, and you have better handling capabilities. And
yeah,
we're
and
able
obviously
to.
wheel choice is just to keep the design flowing.
Right.
So it's just it's so funny to me that like we got to really small cars, like my Mark II next to like a Mark IV, even it looks small, but then you put it next to like a new Mark 7 or Mark 8, that thing looks fucking tiny, and it's not
No.
even a small car.
I agree with you. Like, I think I experienced that when I had my 97 Datsun, right? When I bought my M5, I parked both of them in the garage, and it was just ridiculous to see them side by side. Like, not even like a very new car, but a mid 2000 car. It had grown so much.
Yeah, it's really crazy, especially when you see two cars from the same market just in different time periods. You're just like, wow, like these are essentially the exact same cars as they were intended to be, but the size difference, the portions, of everything is just so strange. But anyway, back to executive sedans.
Yeah.
The brakes are also huge too.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stop all that mass. Like we were just talking about the S8. That's 5,300 pounds.
Yeah. Insane.
Insane. You have to stop that, and the only way is like bigger brakes. So I have a question for you. Since we're talking about executive sedans, if you had to buy an executive sedan, what is the one you would get?
Like modern day or old?
Modern day.
Modern day. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of LS 500s on the road, and I quite like those actually, especially the long wheelbase ones. Those are pretty cool. I don't know. That S8 looks pretty enticing too.
Yeah.
What about you, Wayne?
I drove the 2021 S8s a lot. And I love them. The ride quality is like amazing because it has factory air ride.
Mm-hmm.
There's more dampening, but I like I like the D4, the third generation, the generation before the current one that we have. I like that body style more.
I get what
I
you're
don't-
saying, but
I think it just looks meaner.
yeah,
know?
definitely the headlights and everything. But strictly for this exercise, like current day executive sedans.
Yeah, S8, current generation, hands down.
Yeah. What about you, Arvin?
My answer is probably going to be a little controversial, but Porsche Panamera.
Ooh, Panamera. I actually think that's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Which one though?
Top of the line Panamera.
What was it, the GTS?
I think it's the Turbo S,
Yeah, the Turbo S.
Turbo S.
or like the hybrid Turbo S or whatever, something.
Yeah, whatever gives me the most bang for my buck, right? When the Panamera first came out, it was a very ugly car. Some people like it. I might like it. I'm not going to admit to that. But the current 2021 Panamera, I think, is a very, very good looking car. First of all,
those things really grew into their own.
yeah.
I remember when I first heard about it, I was like, "This is a kind of a stupid idea, but whatever." And when they first made it, I wasn't a huge fan of them. I don't think they looked that bad, but I mean, well, I think it might have been the third generation of them. They started to look really good, and they were performing well too.
Oh yeah, like that is
Yeah.
a mean car. And the current generation, I don't know what number it is, but I think the new Porsche design language with that light bar fits that car perfectly. Like that car, when you're cruising at night, and I've seen them driving at night when I'm driving, that's just something that has presence, and I love that.
Yeah, I think the cream of the crop for executive sedans has always been the Mercedes S-Class, right? Because of the technology they put in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Looking at the current one that they're like, that they revealed. I don't know when they revealed it, but I don't know how I feel about the styling of it. I'm sure the technology in it is amazing, and you'll probably find it in an economy car in about 5 years. But
I mean, the S8 is the only thing that's able to correctly utilize trickle-down economics.
yeah,
but I think styling was always a second priority for Mercedes when it comes to the S-Class. They are literally pushing boundaries with technology with that car.
yeah. Well, okay, so what's your favorite S-Class then? Just give me a ballpark year, because I don't know the chassis numbers like that for Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they're all kind of garbage.
I agree with you.
Like, in high school, a good friend of mine, his parents bought a brand new S-Class. In about 3 years, everything failed, but the first year where everything was working, it was amazing. Just the sheer amount of technology,
Yeah.
Like, I believe that car had the infrared camera, and it was just amazing to see that in a car. Like, it was untold, right? Yeah, S8s I think are just vehicles that are designed to flaunt technology, and then other manufacturers see that, and then they adopt those principles slowly over time. They're, in my opinion, they're kind of garbage cars after a while. That's why it's something you lease.
Yeah, they don't have a long lifespan. It's why most early 2000s S500s that you see driving on the road, the rear bags have failed and they're just riding hella low.
Right.
It looks tight, if it was all around, but it's broken. You're not fooling anyone.
It's fun. You always see them, especially with the roads in the Bay Area. You just see them bouncing.
Yeah.
Like, the owner thinks he feels cool, like, he's driving a big body Benz, but to the trained eye, it's just like, oof, that's sad.
So I know we were talking about the curb weight. Sorry, the curb weight of the S8 was 5,300.
Yes.
Yeah, 5,300.
If you look up the curb weight for the 2021 S500, Google has those little blockouts that they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says 4,900 pounds. Underneath it says ... Just kidding. There's more tech yet.
Wait, what does that even mean?
I don't know. So I don't have an actual curb weight here.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was tipping that 5,300, maybe 53.5 scale.
Yeah. The only evidence that it has is Motor Trend's estimation. It's 4,700 to 4,900 pounds. So they don't actually have wait for it.
I think that's kind of
Yeah,
like
but the
ridiculous.
S500 it's a hybrid motor. It's a 3-liter 6-cylinder.
Yeah, but it's also,
It's also an
electric
S500.
motor stuff.
Yeah.
Like we should like focus on the cream of the crop, right? The S65 AMG.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you want to go cream of the crop? We're going Maybach. I'm sorry, Maybach.
But the Maybachs they're not Benzes though.
You're right. They're better.
They are, yeah. No, 100%.
Okay, now
The 65.
these
Yeah.
are excessive.
But the S65 is a V12. The 6-liter.
6-liter V12 twin turbo, I believe.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting question. You remember how AMG announced that a lot of their AMG cars are just going to be 4-liter turbos or 4-cylinder turbos?
Right.
What do you think they're going to do with the AMG S-Class?
I think they're gonna start with the 4-liter turbo, but since they have a bit more real estate, they're gonna make it a hybrid to make up for that less lack of power.
Arvind froze.
Oh,
I was thinking fully electric.
I don't think they're gonna go fully electric.
I don't
No?
think so.
Is there an electric Mercedes?
There might be like the Smart Car E.
Yeah, I don't really count that though, because
Not really
Uh,
Mercedes though.
Maybe the A class in Europe. I don't know.
I literally just typed the word maybe instead of typing Mercedes.
The Mercedes EQ, but it's not even released yet.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
bold
the-
move. Sorry.
Because the only hybrid / electric car they have is the GLC SUV.
This is still a very nice car.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that the one that I fucking hate?
It probably is.
Oh no, I'm okay with the GLCs.
I think you dislike the GLA.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a GLE.
GLE. Isn't that just a
Yeah.
big SUV?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, but
gross.
it looks kind of weird.
It looks gross. It's the most ugly thing I've ever seen.
Actually, the GLE is.
Have you guys seen the 2021 Mercedes GLS, the Maybach one?
have a GLS? Dude,
I didn't know
Yeah,
is so
GLS
confusing.
600.
I know Maybach was touching the SUVs, although I should have expected it.
Well, the Maybach touched the GL, which is their biggest SUV they offer.
Right.
And they made that thing really nice. It's a 4-seater, full-size SUV, and it's just like driving on a cloud.
What, 4-seater SUV?
Yes. So they.
Wow. What the
you
fuck
know-
do they do with the rest of the real estate?
So with the middle seat, they made it into their standard, fridge / entertainment center,
I see.
and then 2 very comfortable seats in the rear.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen.
This
Guys,
is
just look at this.
yeah. This thing looks crazy.
I saw one. It looks
How do you
nice.
feel about that two-tone?
How do you feel about that fucking grill though? That thing's massive.
I like that grille better than other vehicles, like BMW's big grille.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw the grill. I looked at it and it reminded me of BMW's, but it looks better.
Well,
It fits the car more.
but that's the thing, right? Like when we see those BMW big grills, we're only seeing them on sedans.
What the fuck?
Yeah, come on. Tell me you wouldn't want to sit there.
Dude, that's crazy. What's the MSRP on one of these, Wayne?
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
No, obviously, but I just want to know.
I don't know. Let's see.
If there even is an MSRP.
Mm,
160? That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
yeah. No, the starting
high.
price is 200,000.
Oh, but still. I mean,
Yeah.
For a SUV of that quality of luxury.
I mean, that's a twin turbo V8, and that's gonna that's a fast car. That's
That thing's gonna
scary.
move. Yeah.
It's going to move.
But it's kind of, I don't know, spending that much.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you, Wayne. If you want a comfortable luxury, let's be honest. Wasted space. You want to go with oh, I said that wrong. Cut all that. If you want to go with a luxury comfortable car, you want space, right? That you can use. So you want the 9-seater Eurovan.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, dude. 2004 Eurovan 9-seater.
Yeah, everything's tight.
Dude. What name another car that has a second set of seats directly behind the driver and passenger facing the wrong direction?
Yeah, I have nothing because I've been to I go to India often, or I have used to go to India often. They have some very interesting cars, but nothing like that.
Yeah. They got
'Cause,
those 2 seats, and then they have directly across them the normal 2 seats with a
Right.
break in the middle to get to the rear 3.
So that's 1, 2,
All lay
4,
flat.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice.
Yeah, and the rear seats all lay flat, and they make a giant bed.
So you're talking about the 4 seats that are in the middle.
And the rear seat, the rear 3, that lays flat as well.
Dude, can you pull up a photo of this?
Let me see.
I can visualize it, but I'm having a hard time putting it together. Because that sounds like something we need here yesterday. Because the biggest slap to the face in like that big man market is the Volkswagen California.
You see that?
Looks amazing. Look at that. You can go to sleep in there.
They sell
Dang.
these here.
Yeah, they do. No, there was one on the mark. What did I click on?
You clicked on a
Okay.
link. You gotta go
Oh,
back.
whoops. My bad.
No, just go back.
I couldn't get to the back arrow. Yeah, this thing is
$8,000. Buy it.
there's one popped up the market for like $2,500 back in November.
Hey,
Like last
Sammy,
year.
can
Not
you
last
go
year,
to
the year
that?
before.
If you scroll down, there's a photo of the middle aisle. I want to see a closer detail of that one.
This one?
So you're telling me those seats lay flat, connect to the seats on the left hand side.
No. This seat lays flat and connects with the seat row behind it.
Okay.
Are those captain chairs?
No, those are fixed that way.
Oh. I'm
See-
pretty sure you can make them, right?
No,
You
I
see-
think
no, but you have a driver's seat and the passenger seat on the other side.
Oh. Damn it.
Yeah.
captain's chairs at least from what I understand in the automotive market are just standalone chairs that are not the front 2 chairs. Because a lot of minivans come with captain chairs, but
I thought
they're-
a captain chair was one that swivels.
No, a captain chair.
That's what I thought too.
Swivel. They're not swiveling. They're singular, like a single seat that is not attached to him, like another seat.
I
A lot
see.
of like minivans, they come with captain chairs in the middle or the Escalade.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, I was unaware of that.
Yeah. I do apologize for my useless amount of knowledge.
No, you're good. You're good. I understood what Wayne said, so I answered his question correctly, but we were both wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
Wayne, you sent the link of the headlights that.
Yeah,
adjust
I
the form.
remember a couple podcasts ago we talked about headlights that would change when a car is coming so you don't get blinded by them.
Right.
So the new 2021 Audi e-trons, the fully electric SUVs,
Crossovers.
they're coming with the option that it's like a $3,000 option.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just for the headlights. It's like a digital dynamic light.
Oh damn! You think they're gonna make a digital dynamic plus?
I don't know, but the headlights basically are projectors.
Yeah.
So that you can project animations onto a wall. They can also, if you have your high beams up and you're in the mountains and you see a car coming, it will basically turn off that section of the light that is towards that car so the person won't get blinded, but everywhere around it, it'll still be, you'll still be able to see it,
Yeah.
basically.
I'm really excited for this kind of technology. I think it's super cool.
I don't necessarily understand that because I think BMW does that with their high beams currently.
It does. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I was driving with my neighbor and he coded in the Euro spec high beam, because
Yeah.
they don't. And you could see, like, we were driving with the high beams on, and you could see, like, the driver's side headlight move, so it wasn't in the eyes of the oncoming car.
Mhm.
Is it similar to that?
It pretty much is, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's super cool.
Super cool, but I don't think we're gonna get it because NHTSA is like hates these sort of things.
We are getting them. It's in the
Really?
buyer guide. Yeah, it's a $3,000 option.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean,
Look at
if clearly if they have a way to make it work in the U.S., then hell yeah, dude, that's awesome because it opens the door
The
for a
light
lot of other
basically
manufacturers
shifts.
to offer something like this.
Interesting. I'm interested to know like how these headlights are able to detect, because with the BMW headlights, the only reason they don't exist in the US is because they use lasers, and for some weird reason there's an arcane law that's like, oh, you can't have lasers facing other drivers, even though they're like invisible lasers.
Audi is not using lasers; they're using sensors and radars and cameras.
Interesting.
And then because light gives off a heat source, so they use cameras. I'm pretty sure like infrared cameras, so that they can detect headlights. Yeah.
Headlights and taillights.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That technology is, I think that's like a loophole, so that they can have that here instead of having lasers like BMW and some other brands out there.
Right. Because the laser technology is the most direct and most effective, in my opinion. Because
but
yeah,
we have stupid laws here.
We do have dumb laws because that's a lot of feedback to receive, and at least in the car world, right? The more inputs there are, then it just means there's more things go wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually there'll be a day where there's a backup in the canvas system and you gotta reset everything.
But I think that features already come in. So the 3000 option is basically the projector headlights to project animation.
That's a dumb way to spend $3,000.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know fully about what really happens to it, because I just found out like, I don't know, like at 5 o'clock today.
Right.
So like
I would imagine.
4 hours ago.
Yeah, I would imagine that $3,000 is actually all of that technology, because I think you need to do more reading on that, because
I know the 2021 S8s already have that feature.
The projector feature, so I can watch Rick and Morty, or the all the other things.
The feature where if an oncoming car is coming, your headlights will dim around that person.
Okay, so you're saying you still have the high beams on, but they move.
Yeah.
Okay, because my friend just bought or he's leasing a 2021 Mazda 3, and it has like, it just turns the high beams off entirely if you have them on.
That's actually handy too.
Yeah,
I would settle with that. Fuck yeah.
That's true, but I mean, it is a pleasant thing to have, but at the same time, I do like driving with my high beams on at night, because it's just not there's not enough light. Yeah,
it just helps. Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like I get mad at people that drive with their high beams on all the time, but I can't really fault them because it does really help. So I think technology like this is amazing. It'll help everyone drive a little bit safer, which is great.
I don't have high beams.
That's your fault.
You have high beams. You definitely have high beams. You just they're broken.
No, you remember he
Yes.
switched headlights with with the other ones, the projector, the OEM projectors,
Right.
and you had to
Yeah.
buy a adapter harness.
Uh-huh.
His high beams don't work.
That's
Yeah.
Look, all you need is low
Okay,
beams to not get a ticket, so you're good.
Well, I mean, it's bright enough anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
I agree, which is actually, I know, I think that's funny because my car has the xenon projectors, right?
I have the same thing. Yeah.
But in my car, my headlights are so dim I can barely see at night. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if it's the actual.
It's
'cause
probably
it's
the
in-
actual HID that's in there.
Yeah, I think.
Or it
that's
could
starting
just
to-
be your housing that's just dirty.
My housing is definitely dirty, but
That's true.
it's to the level where it's just like a street lamp would do more to illuminate the
Wow.
area around me.
That sucks.
God damn.
Yeah. It's because
Get that checked.
Yeah, I definitely do, but they're so expensive to replace, so it's just like, you know what? I don't really drive at night, so it's good.
Yeah.
Funny story. I was 2 weeks ago, I drove up to Tahoe, and I couldn't see because my headlights weren't very bright.
Yeah, it's hilarious. What the fuck? What the-
Right. Well, like, I couldn't see. Right. There's a snowstorm I'm driving through, and I just like, okay, yeah. If I die, I die. And but the thing
No.
is- yeah. I don't want to do that, but that's a story for later. But I turned on my high beams, and my high beams work wonderfully. But the thing is, like, if you're driving through like fog or you're driving through a snowstorm, all you do is distort your vision when you have high beams on.
Yeah, you just reflect it right back at yourself.
Yeah, like I when we were in the thick of it.
Is that what you did to yourself?
Temporarily, yeah. We were driving through like the thick of the storm, and I turned on my high beams, and I felt like Han Solo going through like hyperspace. But thankfully, I had some friends who lived in states that had a lot of winter, so they were able to talk me through the whole ordeal. So we were safe, and I'm here now, and my car's not off the side of Tahoe.
Nice. Well, that's good. That's always good, right?
Mm-hmm. Very.
Yes.
Well, now that we're kind of done talking about executive sedans, which clearly we stayed on topic. How was your guys' week?
Went by pretty fast. I mean, all my weeks like always go so fast.
It didn't start off fast and get slow at the end, or start off slow and get fast at the end.
Nope.
Arvind, how's your week?
I had for the most of the week, it was pretty uneventful, right? But today, or I should say last night, things really took a turn for the worse. Sammy, our manager, and a couple of others, Aaron namely, we had a discussion at length at this. But so last night, I don't know what happened, but I cut the skin on my ball sack very badly.
He skinned his balls.
There was still a flap attached, so it wasn't a full skin. I would say a half skin.
No, well, okay, but you remember when you would skin your knees as a kid, right?
Uh-huh.
It would peel off a couple layers of skin, but not like a full layer. Like it wouldn't just be an open gash, right?
You're right.
Am I correct in saying that's what happened to your sack?
Yes.
All right, you
you
skinned your sack.
I skinned my sack. There was a nice little flap hanging out. So this morning when I woke up, my friends felt a little swollen.
That was very alarming. I thought for a second your friends felt it.
No.
That's
just gonna-
That's what I was waiting. I was like, please don't say that. Please don't say.
Thankfully, no friends were involved, but just to not use graphic language because it could go very easily that way. Like they felt a little swollen, and I was in some discomfort, and so usually when I wake up, I lie in bed and just like think about life and do I really need to go to work? And every day the answer is the same, it's like yes, I need to go to work. So and after that I go to the bathroom, and so I go to the bathroom, right? I drop trowel, right? And I just glance
Got the
at
kids
my
off to work. Cool.
Yes. Got to drip. Yeah, exactly. the night crew needs to leave. So I assumed the position, and I just like glanced down at my underwear, and it is red and brown.
Okay.
God. That is not what I wanted to hear.
I just want to clarify. The brown was your skin, yes?
No, the brown was dried blood.
Okay. Oh, that was better. That was still better than what the other thing I could have been.
Yeah. So now I'm in a panic, right? I'm like, what the hell happened to me? And I already had like, that premonition is like, oh, my buddies are like, hurting. Let me go check them. So I'm like frantically looking, inspecting, if you will. And I find like this flap, but in that inspection process, whatever blood clotting had happened, I had unclotted. And then it was just like, it was pouring. And at that point, I texted my manager and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm not going to be coming at the right time to work. I'm gonna be a little late. Thankfully, I came to work like 10 minutes late. But that's neither here or there. I was able to stop it. But yeah, I don't really understand how it happened. At lunch, we kind of talked about what could have happened. The one theory I did accept that made the most like logical sense to me was that I just scratched myself because I hadn't cut my nails in a week, and in my sleep I just like scratched. Yeah. And the worst part is it's not very big. I would say it's about this big.
Dude,
are you having nightmares or something?
First of all, that's big in that region. It's okay.
That region is only like this small.
Whoa. What are you talking about?
Fine. Like this big.
Yeah. And
any amount in that region is big.
I agree with you. No one wants any damage there, but in the grand scheme of things, we've all nicked ourselves, and actually no, yeah, that was the biggest nick I've had, so I take that back.
Yeah.
So the whole day today, I was in pain. Like I could barely walk because every time I would move, my friends would move too, and it would just cause unnecessary pain. So like all day today, I was just shuffling. And we had a meeting, and I was sitting on the most uncomfortable chair because I came last in the meeting. And the entire time there was just undue pressure, and I just it felt like I threw up. I needed to throw up. Like when you get kicked in the balls.
Yeah, you're just in so much pain, you just need to throw up.
Yeah, and then it's not the pain, but there's a weird discomfort where your stomach just is like unsettled.
Mm-hmm.
Your eye starts watering.
Yeah, I was
you
almost
get that
crying.
feeling at the back of your tongue, and you're just like, oh god, I can feel it now. I don't like it.
Yeah, that was me all day today, and right now still. So yeah, and Sammy and our manager Travis had the bright idea of putting a Band-Aid on it.
First of all, it is a good idea. It just may not have worked for your application.
Yeah, and so like, I took it I took that advice, and I went to the bathroom and I tried applying a Band-Aid. But before I put the Band-Aid, I put like the triple antibiotic we have available to us at work. Just kind of like make sure things were clean. But the Band-Aid wouldn't stick. And thankfully, the briefs I was wearing was a little bit more compact.
You just gotta use some duct tape and just wrap it around,
Dude, why didn't we think of saran wrap? Oh my god, we have that readily available.
I think that would cause more problems.
Maybe down the line, but that's future Arvind's problem.
Yeah, exactly. Worry about it later. You gotta worry about what happens right now.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that was the summation of my week. Monday to Thursday, boring, whatever. Small altercations here and there. But yeah, today was just a shit show.
I don't want to talk too much in length about Arvind's private problem that he's having right now. Because we had a very so I took an hour lunch today, which is quite rare for me nowadays. But I took an hour lunch specifically because we had an hour-long conversation about Arvind's buddies, which is the best. It's the best thing that's happened to his new development to his situation is that he calls them buddies now, and that's hilarious. I love it.
This is gonna be the new title of this episode. Arvind's buddies.
Arvind and his buddies. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because it It was already too much out at lunch. So,
You think it was too much at lunch, dude? The second that conversation started, I was just like, ah, dick. And the
Yeah.
thing is, I didn't even start it.
yeah, well, you were there, so. No, but what I will say is watching you walk around all day, just kind of shuffling, was one of the funniest things I have seen at work in a long time.
And we didn't take a photo of it
I could
or a
tell
video
you
of
were
it?
not comfortable you just like barely picked your feet off the ground and you wouldn't bend your legs. You just like sway your body back and forth. It was hilarious.
I'm glad I'm glad. Like, just like hearing that makes me feel better. At least if you enjoyed it, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pleasant, but like Travis mentioned, I'm happy I came to work. It feels good to be roasted, and like just know, like I'm in good company, because
Yeah.
I would have just like stewed on that all day today.
Well, the good thing is it's the weekend, so you really don't have to do anything. You just sit there and let yourself heal, and you'll
Mhm.
be tip top by Monday.
That is true.
Yep.
But yeah, my week was okay.
Guess okay, huh?
Yeah, just working on the Type 3 again. I
I
bought
saw you working with some flat stock. Was that for your the false bottom for your fuel tank area?
sort of, yeah. I mean, not sort of. Yes, it definitely was. Yeah, so I've been struggling to find a sheet that fits it in the short amount of time that I needed it, because in a couple of hours now it's gonna rain. Which I doubt. It's probably just gonna sprinkle, but
It's gonna
it was
rain?
forecasted. Yeah, it was forecasted to rain on Saturday earlier in the week, and last weekend we pushed the car out into the driveway so we can clean the garage.
Damn.
It doesn't like moving very much right now, so it's quite hard to push uphill into the garage. So that thing was fucking staying there, and then I figured out it was gonna rain. So I was like, there's no way we're going to push this in. It's just me and my dad here. The last time we pushed it in, Aaron was here and we got a running start to go up the driveway. Barely got it in. So I was like, I'll get this gas tank in. I'll put some gas in it. I'll get it started and I'll try my best to drive it in. So then began the week-long rush to get the gas tank mounted, because the straps that hold the gas tank down don't line up with the original gas tank holes. So I needed to create bars that go across for it to mount to. Then I can mount those bars to the car.
Right.
So I got the bars made as quick as I could. I bought one bar and cut it to length on, I want to say Monday. And then Tuesday, I go to my girlfriend, so I couldn't do anything. Wednesday, I found out that it wasn't short enough, so I had to cut some more off, and I bought a second bar because there's two holes. I mean, there's four holes, so I needed two bars. And my drill press sucks cock, so I had to take it to work and use the drill press there.
Nice.
And finally got everything mounted today, and the fucking bolts catch on the edge of the fucking body. So I gotta re-drill the holes on one side to get it to fit a little bit better. Although I actually think I could just take some material off of one bar and get it to fit. But that's basically how my week spent. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was just doing that. And I'm not able to drive the car and it's still sitting in the driveway. So I'm just gonna let it fucking soak with water if it rains. But also, it turns out I checked the weather today. It's not gonna rain tomorrow anymore. It's just gonna rain once at 12 o'clock and that's it. So I will.
Well, when I searched it just now, it said 50%.
Boom, done. See, I rushed for no fucking reason. Waste of
Hey,
my
but
time.
it's got it done though, right?
No, I could have got it done to the point where none of the fucking bolts were interfering. I fucking rushed it, and now I end up where I am. Whatever.
Hey, man, whatever works, right? It works now.
Yeah, so that's how my week went, and I fucking mounted it backwards when I put it in the car. So now I gotta take it all apart again and mount it the right way. So that's super fun. But that's neither here nor there. But to wrap this up, I got a couple of things. Since we're in the last, I think, 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know if you remember, guys, last week I mentioned that I had a couple cars I wanted to take a look at and see you guys' opinions on them. Or just kind of, you know, random cars. Two of them are very much my style, and two of them are kind of obscure, which Wayne, I'm not sure. Arvind might know one of them. Wayne, I'm not sure you're going to know either of them.
I don't think I do.
So I'm going to share my screen here, and we'll start with the first one. Hold on, let me get a little prepared. All right. So this is just something that I find hard as fuck, and I thought it's cool, but the body style is a little weird. Not a lot of people like them.
Is that
I think it's tucking.
Is that a Quattro?
No, so this is a Volkswagen Voyage.
Okay.
Holy.
Brazilian Volkswagen.
Rubber band tires?
Yeah, right. And yes, that is static, which is crazy.
Jesus Christ. How does he turn?
Right there. You saw him? He turned.
He has no lock to lock.
Yeah, but he can't do like a full turn, can he?
No, I don't think he can. But
that sucks.
Yeah. These Brazilian guys really do not give a shit when it comes to their show cars. They build them crazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks tight.
What year is that?
This is 80s, I think, late 80s.
Okay.
It's based on the Volkswagen Gol, which I don't know if you guys know, GOL. It's a Brazilian market only Volkswagen. It's smaller than the GTI, but bigger than the Polo, I believe. And this is the sedan or the notchback version. It's called a Voyage.
I think they were sold in the UK as the Fox.
So Foxes were also sold here. They're not exactly the same. They're slightly different, but same general idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really do like that.
Yeah, it's super boxy. I love the style of it.
I love boxy cars.
Yeah, it's that. I think the only thing that would make this car better is either knowing that it would be all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. But the fact that it's front-wheel drive does kind of take a little bit away from it. But the interesting thing about these cars, Arvind, I don't know if you know this, but look up a Volkswagen Fox here real quick.
Yeah, and then after that, I want to look at the static images.
Yeah, so we'll look at here. This is a front-wheel drive Volkswagen Fox.
No.
Yeah.
That's a longitudinal engine.
Yeah. So Volkswagen went through this weird phase with some of their Brazilian market cars where their 1.8 liters were longitudinally mounted, but still front-wheel drive.
Kind of like a B5 Passat.
Yes. And it's super weird. You don't find them in any of their other cars, but it was just normal for that. Super interesting. I think it's like one of the coolest things about Volkswagens.
That's very cool. And if someone wanted to take the time and effort,
it would not take much to make that rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, or even all-wheel drive.
Yeah, because I mean, half the trouble is getting the motor to mount the other way.
Right. I mean, you could still do it with the transverse. But no, that is amazing. I want to see some static photos of that car you showed us.
Sure. Let's see here. Got this bad boy.
That is very. I love those rally fog lights.
Yeah, this car's super cool. Really, really interesting. A really interesting build. I honestly don't even know how I found this guy. He just kind of popped up. So you notice it's got a 2000 badge. I don't know if that's because Audi or Volkswagen marketed it as a 2000 down there, but it's definitely a Voyage. But it does kind of have that kind of Audi 90 feel to it in terms of styling.
Right, that very nice box look. Very clean.
Yeah. So we'll go from this to another boxy car that I found on Instagram. This bad boy.
Ooh.
This is a Honda Ef
Nice.
Sedan.
I mean, I respect the build, but it's not for me.
So there's a couple things I like about this car. There's a couple things I don't like. One, I like the ride height, obviously. I don't care for the wheel choice or the camber
Hmm.
that's in the rear. I'm not a huge fan of that. The mirrors, they really stood out to me when I first saw this.
Yes.
Mirrors are kind of weird. The fold-up mirrors.
Uh-huh.
I get that it's like a flex to have a fold-up mirror on like a 80s car, but it doesn't fit the car.
It doesn't. Which is what,
The fender flares is what caught my eye.
Yeah.
Can we go to the owner's profile?
Yes.
Yes, because I want to see some more angles on this. So interesting you say
Oh,
that.
hello.
Dude, that thing
like
is dumb low.
I like the wheels. I don't like the ride height, but personal preferences.
Right.
Yeah.
If it were just a tad bit higher and square camber all around, for me that would do it.
I agree.
Dude.
That would actually look really good as well.
Oh, dude, with Workmeisters on a square setup. By
Yeah.
square, I mean like use your camber all around. Maybe
Yeah.
light camber front and back.
Yeah.
That's
No. The more I look at this, at least for the wheel size that he wants to run, the fact that the front wheels are so sunken in so that he can actually drive doesn't look that good.
Yes. Love the color. Love that it's a four-door Civic. You said it was an EF?
I believe so.
Yes.
I love the addition of the third brake light.
Third brake light, very unique.
Um,
I do like the fold-up mirrors. I think it's a daring play that you don't see. Oh, yes.
Are those factory fenders though? They seem
I
to
feel
be
like they
flared
might
out.
be widened a little bit.
If anything, they're widened or rolled and then like welded and cleaned up. Maybe fiberglass. That car, I don't know if those are actual works, but no pun intended, but it does work.
Yeah, I don't think those are actual works, but I think Arvind's right. I think those are just kind of rolled. It just kind of flared out a little bit.
I like him when he's on his BBSs. A
No,
lot more.
I think the BBSs take away from the car. If not that photo, but the top left photo. Yeah.
That's a good looking car.
Yes.
I have one really big issue with this car, and I say it's a really big issue. I still love this car. I think it looks really good, but the one thing that I don't like about it, and it keeps catching my eye, is this wing. Oh, I didn't know that was a video. I guess this picture shows it the best. Up here, this picture. This is a very boxy car. Putting a ducktail wing that kind of curves doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Oh, Arvind muted himself.
I think it will look nice without the wing.
I actually
would just give
the
it-
thing is,
Because because it's already boxy, and then if you just made it boxy and kept the flares, then it'll look nice.
but yeah, the thing is that I actually really agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that this wing
'Cause
actually
I feel like
makes
he's trying to make a
the car.
boxy car not boxy, but it actually looks nice when it's boxy.
Yeah, I think this wing makes this car. I think that if this car actually had a boxy wing, it wouldn't look as good.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel. Look at this. This looks exactly like a 96 Corolla. This right here.
Yeah, because
But-
on some angles, I'm on his Instagram as well. Some angles make it look like there isn't a wing.
Yeah.
And I feel like the point of a wing is to make people know that it has a wing, you know. Even it looks, it just looks, I don't know, it doesn't really match the car because the car already looks the car overall, like 99% of the car is all boxy. You know, the front end
Yeah.
to like the side, everything, and then you add something that's not boxy to the car to the rear, and it's like a subtle, not boxy feeling.
Yeah. You know, I didn't like it the first time I saw it, but I looked back on this picture many times because this was the first car I had in this collection of vehicles that I want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I looked back at it, the more I liked it. But there's another thing I noticed. I haven't seen any interior pictures, but you see this little sunshade on his rear window. I love that. I love cars with sunshades on the rear window. I think it's super cool.
There is one photo that he has. It's go up right there. Stop. Middle to the left. Bottom left. Yep. That one.
This one?
Nope. Down. Yeah. You can see a little bit more of the inside, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like with seats. So with seats, there are a couple of brands out there like Sparco, Ricardo's, Pride seats. I don't know. I'm pretty picky about seats when it comes to cars. Specifically like what name, like Ricardo's, I feel like match European cars more, and Pride seats match JDM cars more. Sparco, I don't know. I would say I honestly don't know.
I feel like
actually.
Sparco's got a good grab in JDM, but it's also a little bit offhand. I feel like the equivalent for Sparco in my eyes would be OMP for Euro cars. But I get what you're saying. So he's got Sparcos in there, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's not that I'm hating on the fact that he has Sparcos. I mean, it matches the car, and I like it.
Yeah, I wish Ed was here because Ed's really into Hondas, and he'll be able to give us a little bit more of a detailed description of what we're looking at here. But I'm a little bit. I like to be critical about seats, but I don't care about the brand. I more care about the design of the seats. Well, like seats like this, I don't know that I would really find it. I don't think that would be the seat I would choose to put in this car.
Yeah.
But it works. Nonetheless, it works, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good. Overall, I think this car is really cool. Although I think I might agree with Arvind at this point. The ride height needs to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing about what he posts that says it's static, so it could be aired or bagged.
Yeah. And there's nothing bad about his build because everyone's build is different and you just gotta respect the build.
Yeah.
But everyone has their own opinions about everything.
Yeah, of course.
But it looks clean. I like it a lot. But it wouldn't be for me. Ed will probably love it.
I would buy this car from him.
I will buy his E36.
You see this you see this picture I'm looking at here?
Mm-hmm.
You know my favorite part about this picture? You can see his red drum brakes in the rear.
Yeah. Well, are they so they're drum brakes that are drilled with holes to make it look like rotors.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Oh man.
What are those?
You see it, right? I think it's a cover.
Yeah, that might be a cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I love
it's got like a fake caliper on there too. It's like darker red.
I think it's at the end. I think it's like behind. So it has you know, like a spacer type of thing. But
that's so weird.
Yeah. But I love the molded wide body if it is.
Okay, I just saw what you guys zoomed in on before you zoomed out. I do not like that.
Yeah, those brakes are a little funky. But I mean, no build is exactly perfect, right?
I mean, there are some perfect builds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was trying to cut
he
the guy
likes
some
it.
slack.
Then he likes it, you know?
Yeah, but like, dude, here, like my thought process, right? If you have brakes, own it. Like, you're not fooling anyone, right? No one has red rotors. Like, that's just, if you're in the car community and you're stunning this hard, people will know that. Um, just own it. And
Yeah,
like,
I like. So I'm not gonna say I like, but I understand why people would want to paint their drums. But to go as far as putting a hole, like fake holes, so you have looks like you have drilled rotors, that's too far for me.
yes. I don't know if you know, like, can remember because it's been so long, but you know how like, when you fly on a commercial plane, right? The engines have little designs.
Oh God. Okay, so
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like on the engines, there's like a little design graphic.
Mm-hmm.
He could have done that. That would have been really cool to see. But putting fake vent holes, that's major points off.
Oh, did everyone leave? What's up, guys? Since it's just me and you, man, what do you guys think about Arvind cutting his ball sack? It's kind of fucking weird, huh? Yeah, he probably scratched himself too much. That's fucking amateur move, dude. Come on. How do you do that? Come on, Arvind. Anyway, so I'm doing well, in case you guys are wondering. You know, just being busy. I wonder how long it's gonna take them to come back. Doesn't take me long to go to the bathroom, but I don't know how close their bathrooms are. Mine's right there. All right, Arvin. Wayne sent us a video in chat. This is a little snippet of his interior.
I like that. I like it. It's bold.
There's his trunk set up there.
I like it. If this is not a daily driver.
No, this is clearly a show car. He's got trophies on the trunk. I mean, you know.
This, if he had real works.
You know, actually, I was just mentioning the Wayne. I side with you a lot more now. I think those BBSs look a lot better on this car.
Yeah.
I think they take away from it.
I think,
But I mean, they could just be real works without anything on it.
no, I'll tell you what this is. Those are almost definitely fake works, first of all. Second of all, those BBSs, maybe a little bit more on the real side, but those are probably a show wheels because the fitment's a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he wants to drive the car, he probably has it on these works.
Yes. If these works were, because they don't look like 3-piece works, the bolt count seems a little off.
Yeah, it does. They could be 2-piece though. They're 4x100, and those were made a lot in 2-piece for 4x100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his work wheels are tucking a lot more, and his BBS wheels, if you look from photos, they're on the lip. Or
do you mind finding a BBS wheel real quick? Photo with the BBS wheel.
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Give me
if you go
1
onto his
second.
page. Yeah.
Just click his username on this video.
You're right.
Yeah.
All the way. The E36 is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one.
As a show car, a car that does not move, that is, the works do. Sorry, the BBSs do work really well.
Beautiful.
I would like, my perfect adaptation of this car would be LMs.
Okay. That's small though?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because the body otherwise is a little drab. The color is very grabbing. I think having LMs, right, that diamond spoke design would really just make it pop.
Yeah.
Potentially in a different color, but I haven't thought that far yet. But in the current setup, how this car sits as a show car and not like a car you want to drive, I think this is really good looking.
So, Wayne,
I don't like it.
right?
I just clicked on a video of him showing his wheels and his side of the car. He shows his wheels. They look amazing. And then he pans to the side of his car and then to the rear and then to the exhaust. He has Akoprovic exhaust tips, I don't know if Acropovic ever made exhaust
They
or
make plenty of exhaust. Sammy, that bottom right photo, or now it's your top right photo, where it's the rear quarter of the car. You've passed it. Underneath the speakers, the trunk open photo. Yes, that one. No, the one below it.
Oh, looks like a
doesn't
Corolla, right?
work.
It looks like a Corolla, but I kind of see where Rain's coming from.
You see, the thing is, this is an unedited photo. This is a raw picture of the car, right? I mean, maybe it's got a little bit of a filter on it, but he didn't edit out any of the blemishes. It's not a beauty picture.
Right.
So you get to see what the car really is like. And it is kind of just a run of the day EF, right? You can see one of these anywhere you go. But I
Right.
kind of like his style.
It's clean. The body is straight. This guy did take the attention to detail
Yeah.
to the next level.
And I mean, he's in Turkey. I don't know how many dudes in Turkey are doing this with an EF. So more power to him. I really like his interior, actually, because I feel like it meshes that early 2000s big sound quality and speakers and everything, and just robust interiors with today's kind of style of cars. I think it
Mhm.
really works.
He took the time to like mold the speakers to his doors, and like it's just those really small things that make it look very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean overall the car looks amazing. But
So I got one more car for
Yes.
you guys. The problem is the tab is being blocked by my fucking share screen thing. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second and pull it up. I feel like Arvind, you might recognize this car. I don't know if you guys were into concept cars when you were younger. I was huge into concept cars.
I like concept cars, but they're all outlandish.
So this one's from Ford. There you go. It's called the Ford Indigo.
I like it.
No,
like a
it's
hammerhead
kind of
shark.
like Indigo.
no,
This is from the 90s. Arvind, do you remember this car when it came out?
no, and if I did, I blocked it out of my memory.
So I believe they actually made a functioning one of these.
Are you sure you're not thinking about the GT90 or whatever it was called?
No, I am sure. This car was very big in my childhood because I don't remember if it was in Need for Speed or...
The one in Need for Speed was
Test
definitely
Drive?
the GT9.
No. There was multiple Need for Speeds, first of all. Get your shit straight, all right?
The most
been about-
important one.
What?
The most important one growing up
Porsche
was Need for
Unleashed.
Speed 2.
So this was definitely featured in a game. I don't remember if it was Gran Turismo or Need for Speed. But regardless, that's what kind of took my attention, is how outlandish this car looks. I'll just flip through some of the pictures here. Yes, the front end looks fucking stupid. But I believe the idea behind it was to build an open style, or an open race car style, open wheel car style car, I guess. I don't know. Those are weird sentences to get through.
A 2-seat open wheeler.
Yeah,
Boom,
open
there you
wheel.
go.
Yeah.
So considering that there is a man driving this, I feel like they made a working one.
They made the promo car. It packs a 435 horsepower mid-mounted V12 engine made by two Durax V6 motors.
Durex is a condom brand.
Oops.
Mhm.
So, yeah, this was kind of like my childhood. This and the Ford GT90, Arvind, so you don't get your panties in a bunch. I love that one as well. These two Ford concept cars were like the epitome of concept car to me when I was growing up. But yeah, what do you guys think about this thing?
I'll be honest, Sammy, this car does nothing for me. For me, I look at this car and I think Ford was just trying to make a Plymouth Prowler.
Well, it's from around that area, so yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to make a Plymouth Prowler, but make it unique, and they failed horribly. Nothing about this car makes me feel good.
So
So Ford made, it was never in production, but Ford made 3 of the bodies.
oh really?
Yeah, and they were built by Renard Motorsports, and there's only one that's functional, and the other 2 are just 2 show shells with no powertrain. Yeah, and they're sold.
I have this book called Concept Cars, right? Every page of this book invokes some sort of emotion in me. I love reading this thing. That car is not in this book.
Let me ask you this: is the Ford Mach 1 in that car, in that book?
I don't remember it. I'd have to go through it.
Let me show you a picture to jog your memory.
This book actually has a very
Wait,
good
it's not the
collection.
Mach 1. What am I thinking of? The Mach 5? Dude, I don't even remember what I'm thinking of now at this point. Anyway.
I'll show you a car in this book that invokes emotion, and it will evoke emotion in you far more than that car ever will.
No, I doubt it. I'll tell you why.
I get nostalgia is one thing, right? But when you're presented with stuff like this...
No, I get it. But the 90s was a crazy time for American cars and concept cars, right? I feel like this car, the picture that I'm looking at right now, that's just a poster.
If I had the ability to go back in time and be a child again, yes, this car would do amazing things to me.
That's all. I think that's all that this car invokes in me, is that it's just a crazy ass poster car.
Yeah, but like unfortunately, this is the first time I've seen this car, and with my rational mindset, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, like that front bumper with the headlights.
Shark with a fucking smile. Like, I don't know. Why does it have scissor doors? It doesn't even need doors. I don't know. But and why does it have, like, why does the front end have that weird fucking, it's not even a splitter because it's mounted so high. It's just a weird, almost impact bumper kind of thing.
No, that's definitely a government mandated bumper, and it's also used to get the headlights to the minimum height.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say this: if this car did not have that god awful spoiler or whatever you want to call it in the front, it would be very good looking.
I still think it's a cool car.
I like the wheels. I like the rear half of the car. I like the scissor doors. But I have to look at that cancerous tumor in the front. And I have to accept that it is part of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And it just ruins the whole thing for me.
No, I get it. I absolutely do.
Right? Like if you go to a bar, right? And
oh, here we go. This is gonna be good.
You go to the bar, right? You want to have a fun night, if you will. And your beer goggles are pretty strong, and you're talking to somebody, right? And then bring them over. The morning after, they have a 7 head, not a 4 head, not a 5 head. They have a 7 head. It's gonna like, you know, give some distaste. You're not gonna enjoy it. And the parallel I'm trying to draw here is like when you're a kid, you love these sort of outlandish things, you know? It's very exciting. I can put myself in that mindset, thankfully. And I can see how, like, if I were a child, this would be like the bee's knees. But bringing myself to present times or sobriety, it's nothing. Like, and the more I look at this car, the less I want to enjoy it, because let's go on the rear half. There's a lot of body panel that is just kind of like a solid radius, right?
Just that?
Yeah, it's just thick. You can bring that closer to the real, make it more exaggerated, make it really sexy, if you will. But it just kind of looks like the outside of a trampoline. Sammy, like I respect everything, right? Like I respect everything you think, right? But this isn't doing it for me, fam. And I don't want to be super critical of it, but I just
That's fine. It doesn't affect me at all. I still like it, but what I think is interesting is concept cars just don't exist anymore, like in this nature.
yeah, you're right.
And I think that it's a shame. I mean, it was just kind of exciting to see what any car maker what the craziest thing they could think of.
Right.
You knew that they weren't going to make it, and they knew they weren't going to make it, but they were just trying to show off. And I kind of miss that era.
I feel like it's something that Hot Wheels will make.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can totally imagine Hot Wheels making one of these like that.
Yeah.
Just selling them.
I can think of 2 concept cars within the past 10-15 years that were actually concept cars, because I think that's the time frame they died. The more recent one, the Super Mark V, what it was supposed to look like,
Mhm.
and the one that really just the last one I think I really loved was the BMW Gina Concept.
I don't think I know that one.
Please pull that up, whoever's screen sharing.
The Gina?
Gina? Like
Gina?
Gina?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I remember this one.
Because concept cars are more than just like that still design, right? It's the idea they embody.
Right.
And that's the thing, right? Like, just throw the most outlandish thing out there. And what I loved about this car is just like that fabric-like exoskeleton. Even though it's metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could see it move and contort in real time. Like those folds in the skin, right? I saw this when I was in high school, maybe like 9th or 10th grade, and it was just so thought-evoking. It was like BMW is trying to make a car that's bridging the gap between like mechanical and physical, like human. I don't know what your thoughts were on this car, but this was just something that I think this is the last great concept car.
I think it was interesting. I remember seeing this when I was younger. I thought it was interesting. I didn't like it then either, but I think that's because of the fact that it's got that unique like metal bending. I didn't like that all that much.
Right.
Wayne sent me this concept
Yeah,
car.
This
God, that was
this
worse
is
than I expected.
What does that remind you of?
This is ugly and boring. It reminds me of something that belongs on like space.
It reminds me of that dog that what was it Boston Dynamics made.
It reminds me of the Halo truck.
Really?
This is not.
Hold
even
on. Let me pull this up side by side.
Even the Warthog had more charisma than that.
Holy slow. Where'd it go? There it is.
No.
Struggling there.
Why? I don't know why it's not minimizing the page. It's just got the full page. Fuck it. I'm gonna...
Alright, go back
Hello?
to Wayne.
There you go.
Yeah. Go back to Wayne's thing.
There. You got both of them there.
I don't
Yeah,
see
I
both
mean-
of them. Oh, I think I'm lagging.
Oh, no, you're not. I don't know why. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Does it not look like it?
No. What that?
That. Can you see it now?
Yeah, okay, I can see both.
Yeah.
I guess I can see some kind of resemblance, but
The front quarter. The front quarter, yes. Maybe going back to the windshield.
Say front and rear quarters I can see.
Well, there's
I see
nothing
where you're
much.
coming from, Wayne. I do. But I disagree. It looks like that Boston Dynamic dog. That's just a fact.
Let me share something.
All right.
The Audi concept needs a,
You
turret
see
mounted-
this? This is what I picture, because I've always played the old school Halos, so this is what I pictured.
I guess I can see it a little bit more now. But I don't want you to be right.
I want
This
to
is-
argue.
Like when I said that they look very similar, this is what I pictured. Like very, very low quality.
I want to argue so against this, and I will.
Spit it. Let's hear it.
The Halo Warthog is a useful vehicle, right? It might be limited to 3, occupants, whereas that
Well, they had the
Audi-
troop transport. You were able to have 6 people in the back. That's it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a Halo 3 thing.
I'm gonna have to Google that right now. That Audi garbage you sent. First of all, that's a vehicle that needs to be used on the moon or some alien planet, right? Where there's rough terrain. The Audi garbage you sent does not have a turret to deter
That's true.
enemies,
It's missing the main function.
right?
I mean, you can always add that on later, dude. Come
All
on.
those civilian Warthogs, while they still weren't 4 doors, they did not have no turret.
Yeah, but they're still open concept,
Yeah, that's
You
true.
could enjoy the airs of whatever planet you were stuck on. And also, if you're a civilian using a Warthog, your lifespan wasn't long, so you're not relevant.
No, they actually did. All right, hold on, I don't want to get too far into Halo lore before I bring up the next thing I have, but I'm not gonna bring it up this episode because we've gone over time. But
No. I just tease us. I wanna see if you can start this and continue later.
no, I won't be able to because it's really short. There's a new Halo coming out, so they're starting promotions like like they had that Mountain Dew gamer fuel kind of shit with Halo 3 that came out. So Pringles came out with a new flavor specifically for a Halo.
Is it flood flavored?
No, it's MOA flavored, which is a really obscure reference if you didn't play Halo Reach. Which Halo Reach came out in 2010, in case you're wondering, and MOAs didn't exist in any other game. So I don't know why they're bringing that back, but it's MOA burger flavor.
Okay. What is a MOA? And
It's a
You're gonna-
flightless bird, kind of like an ostrich, and it was native to the planet Reach in Halo. I'm such a fucking nerd right now, but
no. Welcome
yeah.
to how I feel most of the time.
yeah, yeah, they don't exist outside of planet Reach, and it was a popular delicacy on that planet.
Do you have the flavor profile of what a MOA is supposed to taste like?
Let me see what it says in the article.
Because I'm fully expecting you to buy these for us so we can taste them.
Dude, I'm fucking down.
And you're not a Halo fan if you aren't, so.
I have no flavor profile.
To like,
You definitely do.
No, it
to,
not in this article.
to like backtrack on what Arvind said earlier about concept cars like the Mark V Supra.
It's called the FT1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me, guys, the FT1, I don't know about you guys, but I wanted that.
No, it looked a lot better
No.
than what we got.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures right now and like, dude, that thing is like, let me just show you.
Yeah, bring it up on the screen.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good looking car.
And you have the Mark V next to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Mark V isn't bad looking. Like it's not
far
terrible,
off too.
but the
the
FT1
Mark-
just looks so much nicer with the lines with the hood,
Yeah, and if I remember
the side
correctly,
vents,
FT1
and the mirror. It's
bigger as well. If I remember correctly, the FT1 was quite a bit larger in terms of wheelbase.
Well, the Mark IV Supra was a big car.
Yeah, and well, it should be. I mean, they were Grand Tour cars, right? They weren't They weren't sports cars; they were GT cars.
Yeah, they're meant for cruising.
Yeah.
Like I'm so lucky, but my friend let me drive his Mark IV, and it was such a pleasant experience to drive. A lot of people don't care for how they look. I think they're also a little boring, but being inside a Mark IV and driving it on the highway, it's just like a experience, you know, like you have to do it.
The wheels on the FT1 look like they're 20 inches, right? Or 21.
That's the
They
thing
look
about
huge.
concept cars. They put like massive fucking wheels and the best possible fitment and the best height and like no wheel gap and like rubber band tires. And then the production car gets like 15s.
There's a psychological reason they do that. That book I just showed you a couple minutes earlier, concept cars, they put big wheels on the cars because it gives the viewer of the concept car, like, it just pleases their eye more.
No,
road
makes
car,
sense.
yeah, it just
Yes,
it
but
makes it
if you
more
look
pleasant
at
to look.
but if you look at the wheel, these are actually HREs.
I don't care what they are; they just don't look good.
But the more I'm looking at it, what if you took these wheels on the FT1 and you slapped them on the Mark V?
The Mark V will look good, but there is a critical difference between these two cars.
Yeah.
And the FT1 is just a cleaner looking body.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just the FT1, because it's a concept, just looks so much better. And you don't really get a good view of the rear for the FT1, but that's the one thing I don't like about the Supra is the rear. I don't know why, but I don't like it.
If you spend any time, and I think we all have at this point, if you spend any time with that Mark V Supra, the rear is very high. Like it's almost too high. It comes up to my lower torso.
Well, there are pictures of the FT1.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying there weren't pictures. I just said you didn't get a view in that picture. But
Yeah, but look at that interior. God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a concept car.
Yeah.
I had a huge debate with Ed about this back when the Mark V Supra was coming out. I think that they kind of messed up. That the LC 500 should have been what the Supra was, and that they should have just changed the motor and badged that as a Supra. You know, I think it would have looked a lot better and would stayed true to what it actually was. But
yeah,
that's besides the point.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Well, anyway. I think we have to end it there. We went a little bit over time, I think. But this has been Last Call Garage. I've been Samir.
And I've been Wayne.
And I'm Arvind.
And thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and give us a follow on the old Instagram. I almost said Instagram at Gmail. I keep fucking it up every single time. Last Call Garage on Instagram. And shoot us an email if you have any topic suggestions or criticisms at lastcallgarage@gmail.com. And leave us a good review on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to us. 5 out of 5 stars, please, if you can. And run over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And give us a like and I was going to say thumbs up, but that's a like.
A bell notification.
Yeah, there you go.
Press
Bell
that
notification.
Yeah.
Yeah, click that bell. Get them notified. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Good night. And check up on your friends.
I guess.